Welcome to Evolve. I am so delighted to have you here today. How are you doing? I hope you're doing just fine. And we have a great program for you today. And today I want to come and talk about, do you care what others think of you? Wow. I think that's a very personal topic. I think that's a topic that a lot of people today they struggle with because let's just be honest. Some people say, and I've heard people say this time and time. They'll say, "Well, I don't care what nobody think about me. I don't care what nobody say about me. They can say what they want to say." The reality of it is, and I was telling somebody this the other day. I'm not saying that that's not always true, but the reality of it is that if we go back like to our childhood, even from a little child growing up, maybe you were in school or whatever the case may be, we always cared about what people thought of us. We always cared about what people think about us, just even as of recently. I mean, I have a daughter and she ran into a situation that was unavoidable that she had to be part of, but she was afraid that if people saw her in that situation, that Dad, what are they going to think of me if they see me in this situation? I had to tell her, while she may not understand it right now mentally, but I had to tell her, you can't be focused and preoccupied about what people think about you or what people say about you or how people may feel about you. I heard somebody did a quote not too long ago. They said, what people think about you is their problem. And that's why I told my daughter, let people say what they want to say about you. I was telling somebody this the other day as well. Um, when someone takes the time to, let's say they took the time to talk about you or ridicule you to someone else or to demonize you or your name or try to assassinate your character, you should wear that as a badge of honor. You should. Not, I'm going to go get it even with them. How dare they talk about me? Word as a badge of honor. Why do I say that? Because they took the time to talk about you. They took the time to think of you enough, even though it wasn't in a positive light, to express what they think about you. So at the end of the day, I believe this in my heart that just let people talk. Every one of us um, have been wired to judge someone. We look at people, we judge people by what they think, we judge people by how they feel, we judge people by the careers that they may choose. I mean, we are a judgmental people, even though we may claim that we're not. But the reality of it is, I think that we are in some aspects, but we're not really driven by the judgment. It's just hardwired into us to be critical of others, to think of other people in a negative light. So I said that to say that while many of us today have claimed, I had a lady just as of recently told me, she said, well, I've never cared what people think about me. Now, I'm not saying that what she said wasn't true. Maybe she never did care about what anybody thought about her, but I was thinking to myself, is that true? Is that partially true? Or is it just not true at all? Because, like I say, I go all the way back to my childhood where I was so infatuated by what people thought about me. What are people saying about me? How do people feel about me? So I'm not saying that these claims are not true. I think that they are. So that's just basically what I want to come and talk to you about today on Evolve. I want to talk about, do you care? I want to make this personal. Do you care what others think of you? Do you care what others think of you? Some people claim that they have never cared what anyone thought about them, but I was wondering, as I just recently said, is that really a true assessment? And if it is true, how did you get to that point? So you're telling me that there was never a time in your life that you've ever cared about what anybody said about you. There was never a time in your life that you've never cared about what people thought of you. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to know if that's true because it's not true for me. Because at one time, I wanted everybody's acceptance. I wanted everybody's validation. I wanted everybody to like me. I found out later that that was not the path that I needed to take. And I'm to the point now in my life where I can finally say with complete assurance that I seriously do not care what people think about me anymore. What others think about us, how does that affect us personally? How does it affect me personally? And I've come to the conclusions that I do care. Now, watch this. I do care about how I make someone feel. However, I'm at a stage in my Henry Harris Jr. I just don't. I've lived my entire life, and I'm just 38. I've lived my entire life being preoccupied. What they think about me, how they feel about me, what they saying about me, do they like me? No more. I'm done with it. Seriously, I'm done with it. Because what you think about me does not pay my bills. What you think about me doesn't pay my bills. What you think about me don't put gas in my car. What you think about me don't put food on my table. What you think about me is completely irrelevant. I don't care. I don't. And they may say, well, Henry, you're sounding insensitive. Well, that's your problem too. If I sound insensitive to you, that's your problem because I'm just stating facts. I refuse to live my life another day. And maybe some of you need to have this same determination. I refuse to live my life another day worrying about what they think about me, what they're saying about me. It doesn't matter. I do care about how I make you feel. I really do. Because I know for me, I try to live my life in a way where I make people feel validated, where I make people feel special, where I make people feel wanted. And I know it's one thing to make people feel that way, but I think it's another thing where you can give yourself what you're asking for in other people. I really believe that that's very important. So I do care about how I make someone feel, but I really don't have an interest in caring about what others think about me. Why? Because it's beyond my control. People are going to think about you what they want to think about you. And you can take what they think about you and somehow connect it in or cause it to be engraved into your identity, or you can say, you're free to think what you want to think about me. That's something we cannot control. Can I tell you something else? People are going to talk about you while you are alive. They're going to think things about you while you are alive, and they're going to think things about you while you're when you're gone. When you're just when you simply cease to exist, when you pass away, you're going to be a mere thought to people. And then people will go about their lives and people just not going to remember you anymore. So I know that's harsh to hear, but just think about it in this context. Why do we care about what people think about us when we are alive? When we're gone, we have no control of it. When we're gone, we don't know what people are saying. We only know what they're saying and what they think about us because we can hear it now. We're conscious of what people think about us. We're conscious of what people are saying about us. We shouldn't care about it right now in this realm of existence. So why should we be worried about it? Like at all? Why? What others think about you is their problem at the end of the day. Who you are should never be filtered through what other people think. Well, they think I'm miserable. Well, they think I'm a bad person. Well, they think I'm horrible. Well, they think I'm this, I'm that. You have to realize this today, my friend. sometimes the things that people think about you is a clear reflection of how they feel and think about themselves. Did you hear me? So when somebody say, "I think you're worthless," it may not be as much as they think that you're worthless. It may be that they feel like that they are worthless. So as a result, to build their own self-confidence and to build um, their selves up, they demonize you and try to bring you down to their level. Because if I feel worthless, if I feel like the scum of the earth, I'm going to make you not only feel that way, but I'm going to think that about you. And thirdly, I'm going to try to convince you that you are the very thing that I think about myself. The days of going along with that, I think that they're over. I really do. I think that they're over. We can no longer go another day living our lives filtered through what other people think about us. We just can't do that anymore. We should not only care what others think of us, but we shouldn't care what they say about us either. You should count it as an honor, as I said earlier, when people talk about you. The main reason people do this is to sabotage your image and reputation. Because to everything, there is a purpose, and to everything that there is a season, to everything, there is a reason. Why do you think this way about me? There is a reason. It could be that you don't like me. Maybe I'm not your cup of tea. It could be that maybe I said something that you didn't come to me about as a man or as a woman to address. There are many reasons. And sometimes, I was thinking about this the other day as well. Sometimes you don't even have to give people a reason not to like you. Sometimes you don't have to give people a reason not to do anything towards you. You know why? Because some people just they feed off of negativity. They want to see you hurt. They want to see you discouraged. They want to see you down because it's who they are. It's not who you are. It's not who I am. I want to challenge you today to do the inner work. Stop projecting what you think and feel about yourself onto other people, and you need to deal with you because it's messed up. You need to deal with you. You need to face the man in the mirror. You need to face the woman in the mirror. What is it about me that I need to fix? What is it about me that feeds off of tearing other people down, thinking ill will of other people that have not harmed me in any way, people who have not hurt me in any way, but somehow, some way, I feel like it builds me up to think ill will of you. As I said, it's something that we can't control. Um, you can get mad, you can get upset. You can say, I can't believe they think that about me. You cannot control it. I don't know how many times I can express that. I don't know how many times I can say that, but it's just the God's honest truth. It's something that you cannot control. You can't. So just let people think what they want to think about you. At the end of the day, does it really matter? Does it really matter? The name of this podcast is called Evolve. We need to evolve. We need to grow out of that thinking about what people think about us or caring about what they think about us. At the end of the day, people are going to live their lives. We shouldn't care. We really shouldn't care what people think about us. So sometimes people want to just sabotage your image. They want to sabotage your reputation. It makes them look powerful to grade you in the presence of others. Those are the people you need to watch out for. They are not your friends. Can I say it again? They are not your friends. If you're looking, if you think somebody's your friend because they're doing this or saying this about you, they're not your friends. Acquaintance, whatever you want to call it. The important thing is, what are you saying about Henry Harris when he's not, watch this, present in the room? What are you saying about me when I'm not present? It's easy to when you meet somebody or a friend or whatever, and when you're in their face, you're like, I love you, I appreciate you, I like watching your shows, I like doing that. But okay, that's great. But what are you saying about me when I'm not present? Because what you're saying about me when I'm not present, that means more to me than what you're saying to me in my face. How many get what I'm saying? Because anybody can put on a facade. Anybody can wear a mask. Anybody can become an imposter or be something that they're not to try to present an image to me that's not authentically you. So you can butter me up in person all you want. You can tell me how amazing I am all you want. What are you saying about me when I'm not in the room? What are you thinking about me when I'm not around? That's what's important to me. Sometimes we think it makes us look stronger, don't we? We think it makes us look stronger that to tear someone else down or to think ill will of someone. Or as I said earlier, we say things about people when they're not around. But in reality, it really makes you look like a weak person. It does. It makes you look like a weak individual. And I'll just go as far as to say you are weak. When you can take the time out of your day, and we're all busy. Some of us are married, some of us got families and all this stuff. When you can take time out of your day to think ill will of someone or to say something harsh about someone, and some of this stuff, as I said earlier, for literally no reason, but you're doing it because you think it makes you stronger. Can I say something else as well? When you're going to someone else, about what you think about someone else, rest assured that that person is thinking that thing about you too. They're thinking that way about you too. So if I go to you and say, I think she's a mess. I think she could do better. Look at that hair that she got. It don't look good. Look at her. She's ugly. I mean, I guarantee you, you can go to that person in confidence. You can say whatever you want. But the reality of it is that the person that comes to you gossiping about other people, they are gossiping about you as well. Well, I just don't believe that. Just wait. Just watch and see. They're gossiping about you as well. You may not think that they are, but they are. We need to stop becoming people's dump trucks. Did you hear me? Stop becoming, I'm not your trash can. You're not going to come to me and dump negativity. You're not going to come to me and tell me, well, this is what I think about this person. Unless those thoughts are positive, unless those thoughts are good, unless those thoughts are of goodwill or good pleasure towards a person, I don't care what you think about someone else. I may say, I don't want to deal with you. So, like I said, I think it's important that we evaluate our lives, and like I said, we all have a right to think what we want to think. We all have thought stuff. I've thinking stuff about people, and it wasn't always positive. But like I said, we cannot be just dumpsters where people just come and just dump all this stuff, because a lot of us are already dealing with some stuff. We're dealing with some stuff. We're trying to navigate through life. We're trying to get through some struggles in life. And then when you have people coming to you, just add more stuff to it, that's not good at all. So it makes you a weak person. You're not strong. You're not pretty. There's nothing amazing about you. Feeling like it's your job or duty or called to tear someone else down in some way or to think ill will of a person. So if someone can change others' perceptions of you, They feel like they've won. I feel like I have won if I can go to someone and talk about you in a negative light or tell them what I think about you. Some of us feel like if we can change someone's perception about another person, we think that we've won. But can I tell you something? You have not won. In fact, you've lost. You haven't won, you've lost. There's nothing winning about tearing someone down. There's nothing winning about thinking ill will of someone. You haven't won. That is a big loss. Because there may be people that do love you. There may be people that do like you. There may be people who are in your corner. But then again, when you see that, you end up jealous and you say, well, I'm going to go tell them what I really feel about that person. Trying to, as I said earlier, sabotage their image and their reputation. So if I can change or tap somehow to that person's mind frame and try to change the perception of how they view that person, maybe I'll win. But the reality of it is, you're not going to win. You're not going to win at all. So caring about what others think of us is not always a bad thing either. It's not. So I want to talk about this for a few minutes. It's not a bad thing either. Caring about what others think about us. Sometimes it's healthy to wonder what others think of us because it's part of the human experience to feel that way. And if you were honest, we all wonder what people think of us. It's just that we are not validated or driven by it. It's not always a bad thing to, when I say that, I don't mean like being stagnated in that mentality of what people think about me, what they think. I'm not saying going all day thinking about that, but from time to time, I do care about what people think about me from time to time. Now, like I said, if those thoughts are negative or not good, I don't care what you think because those at the end of the day, they're just your thoughts. They're in your mind, they're in your brain. Don't care. Woo! How many of y'all enjoying this? I'm enjoying it. So it's part of the human experience. We're not driven by this. We are not validated by what you think about us. It's just an opportunity to grow. It is. It's really an opportunity to grow. So I do care in a sense that others think of me because through their perception of me, I feel it can create a better version of me as long as they are not being critical or demeaning. I am sure there is something about all of us that could change. So sometimes there may be some things in your life that you may not be aware of. So let's just say this is what I think about you that, and it's something that you may not possess yet. I think you're amazing, but you don't feel amazing. I think you're loved, but you're struggling with that right now, feeling love. I think you're powerful. I think you're intelligent. I think you're smart, but you don't feel that way. So it takes somebody like me or somebody that's in your life, and I hope you got somebody in your life that comes into your life and pretty much causes a shift in your mentality, in that framework of how you think and how you feel about yourself to change your perception, not of what they say about you, but how you feel about yourself. And as a result, it creates a better version of yourself. Oh, I didn't know I was amazing. Oh, I didn't know I was smart. I didn't know I was good. I didn't know I was deserving of good until you told me. That's why it's important to plant these seeds of kindness into someone's life. And we have to realize that it costs us nothing to be kind. It costs us nothing to be nice. It really doesn't. It costs you nothing to be nice. It costs you nothing to check on a friend and say, hey, I want to tell you how amazing you are today. I want to tell you how much I appreciate you. I want to tell you how much I adore you. It costs you nothing to do that. I want to challenge you today that if you want to think something of someone, think of something that's good. Try to tell that person because they may not believe that about themselves. They may not. And as you begin to give them these positive affirmations and these seeds of encouragement, you just keep planting those seeds in their lives. It's going to create a better version of who they are. And if you're not careful, you may even believe it. Um, Seeking the approval of others have convinced us that their recognition of us matters as it relates to our self worth. But I believe that our self worth is determined not necessarily what others think about you, as it is what do you feel about yourself. We all want that recognition. What do others think about me? What they feel about me? We want that recognition. We want that attention. It's normal. It's part of the human experience. It's who you are. You can't run from it. You can't bury yourself from it. You can't hide from it. It's who you are. We all want to know what people think about us. We do. If it's good, if it's something that's going to build me up, if it's going to elevate me in some capacity, I'll gladly accept it. But if not, I seriously do not care what anyone think about me because what you think about me at the end of the day is totally irrelevant. It really is. It's irrelevant. I really don't care. And neither should you. You shouldn't care either. So, um, here are the questions that we have for today. I want you to really look at these questions and I want you to try to answer these questions truthfully. The first question is how others view you, how does it affect your self image or does it affect your self image? That's question number one. And when you do this, make sure you put like answer to number one or answer to number two. That way, if I'm reading these and I do read them, I'll know which answer you are addressing with the question. So number one, how others view you, does it affect your self-image? Do you think it affects your self-image, what how others view you or what they think about you? Number two, is it possible to overcome what others think about you? Oh boy, man, that's a struggle. Everybody should be answering that question right now. This is your time to engage, by the way. I want you to engage. Don't just watch me. I need you to comment. Several of you are watching, but we need you to comment. We need you to engage. So, number two, is it possible to overcome what others think about you? Is it possible to finally reach a place where you're like, I don't really care what people think about me? As I said at the beginning of the show, some of us uh, say we've never cared. But for people who still struggle in that area, I think it's important to look at it in that aspect of is this something that I can overcome? Is this something that I can work my way or navigate myself through? And number three, the third question is what is the underlying root or cause of caring so much about what others think of you? Have you ever thought about that? What is the underlying root? Why do you care so much about what others think of you? I want you to put your answers in the comment section. I want to hear what you have to say. Evolve is not just about my perspective. It's not just about what this is what Henry thinks. This is a inclusive community. There's no wrong or right answers. I want to hear your experience because we all have a story to tell. We all have something that we can share. So make sure you do that. And I want to encourage all of you that are watching right now. I want you to connect with me. I want you to connect with me at www.youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. Also, you can watch our shows on Soul TV. You can visit their page, www.facebook.com, or you can follow our page on the Brother Henry, and I am so delighted and happy that you've taken this opportunity to watch the podcast today and share this video with your friends. Comment, engage. I love that when we do that. And until then, we'll see you next week.